Stay tuned for another episode of the Coming Soon podcast with Spider.
Hey everybody, Spider here once again. Of course, here in San Antonio, Texas, being joined by Jake Crimson, the man of many talents. Bro, how are you doing, man?
What's up, man? I'm doing good.
Man, of course, we had a little hiccup. You know, we're supposed to get rocking and rolling earlier this week, man. But it happens, bro. I think last week myself, I stumbled on days, and I think it was like it started back with that one day we had off from work. It threw me off, bro. Like the whole time I thought it was Monday and it was Tuesday. I don't know, it was crazy, but we're here, man. And of course, I appreciate your time, bro. Thank you for jumping on here.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, shit happens.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt, man. But of course, I mean, it is Friday, so I gotta ask, bro. What are you doing at home on Friday, man? What's going on?
Well, I'm a big movie guy, and I'm a big stoner, so pretty much sums it up right there.
No, just stay home. I mean, people, friends nowadays. I mean, it's gotten to the point where they don't even ask me to go out anymore because they know I'll be like, yeah, I'll be there, and I never show up, man. You know, once I get home, I'm comfortable. I got everything I need here, man. So why leave, right?
Right, that makes sense.
But man, I mean, of course, when it comes to talents, bro. I mean, you've been in music or a musician for how many years?
Ooh, when I first started playing music in bands, started off as playing some covers in a high school band, and then moving on to, well, we had some originals too. I would say like I've been playing music since 2000, 99 or 2000, but I played in a grindcore band, Got Us Stoned, 2002, I would say, maybe 2001 into 2005, and I played drums. And I'm a vocalist. That's my first love. And was in a band, metal band, No Class Assassins, for a while there, and we opened up for Misfits, Goat Horror, Mushroom Head, Crowbar, Suicide Silence, and stuff like that.
All the good stuff, man.
Yeah, we played Warped Tour 2010, stuff like some pretty good shows, and won some awards, stuff like that. And we're on hiatus. But in that hiatus, I started working on this movie, Lilith, and started the punk band Chemical Valley Mutants.
Yeah, bro, I saw that and I'm like, is that the movie? I like the name, bro. It's got a little zing to it, man. So when it comes to the band, I mean, did you join or did you start that and everybody else joined up?
Yeah, I started Chemical Valley Mutants, and then I pretty much just gathered up a group of friends. Dan Gannum, Goon the Loon, he does spoken word, and two guys from a band called Mortal Disguise out of Hamtramck.
Oh, nice, man. And the name, man, I got to ask you, I mean, what's the inspiration behind the name of the band?
Chemical Valley Mutants. They call that Cancer Alley around here because right by the thumb, you can see Canada, Sarnia.
Yeah.
And it's just all industrial. It's all factories shooting out the black air. So, and it's, I live in one of the highest cancer rates in the world. So,
Damn.
Well, maybe in the States at least. I'm not sure on the specifics there, but I do know it's hella polluted, and we're all living under that umbrella over here, you know.
Man, I'm telling you, bro. And of course, I mean, here in Texas, dude, I mean, it's hot, you know, for the most part. When it rains, it's freaking humid, dude, so we can't escape, you know. It's not, I mean, it's grown. I mean, here in San Antonio, man, it's freaking houses popping up left and right, man. I mean, of course, seems like the whole world moved out here, at least California, right? But it's been getting bigger, man. I mean, well, the San Antonio is still the same. It's just they keep knocking down trees to put these houses up there. But as far as, you know, it's gotten hotter and hotter every year, man. And people keep bringing that up, and I'm like, bro, well, y'all are getting rid of all the trees, man. You know, it's like there's no nothing to break the wind or stop everything else from coming through. But it's gotten, I don't know, man. I'm kind of one of those who I'm in one of those states where I think I'm ready to move up north. I don't know if I'll move to Michigan, but, you know, I'll definitely move up north somewhere and try to enjoy the cold weather for a while.
Right. A lot of people around here bitch about it, of course. They wish there was no cold all year round, but I'm getting older and I'm starting to appreciate the seasons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I'm that guy with the AC on and two fans on them, bro. I mean, I love it cold. It's like it's one of those things. Even now, even when I was a mailman or letter carrier, right, for 15 years, and being out there in the cold, everybody's like, "Man, you're not cold," and I'm like, "Hell yeah!" But I enjoyed it, bro, because year round I was always in shorts. It's just if the only time I wore pants or I had to wear like was when it was raining. But other than that, I'm like, dude, I enjoyed it, man, and the summertime's getting hotter and hotter, but yeah, man. I mean, of course, the whole music thing, man. I gotta throw this in there because I started listening to like skate rock and punk rock and 86, 87, 88. Well, actually 87 my freshman year, man. I'm old, bro. So me, I was a skateboarder, man. I still skateboard. I still suck, but hanging out with punk rockers my freshman year. I went to Kennedy High School, and ironically, this one punk rocker dude I knew, we used to call him Sid, right after Sid Vicious, and he had that Kennedy shirt, and I was like, man, what? I was like, dude, is that a school shirt? Like the whole time I didn't know, right? I was listening to like to rap and some rock and stuff like that, dude. But he kind of plugged it in, and after that, I was like, holy crap, I fell down that rabbit hole and never looked back, man. But I mean, you brought up the whole Misfits. You guys opened up for them. I saw Sam Hain here in '87.
Ooh,
I think it was the last year before Danzig went on and started Danzig. But that was one of my things. I was like, damn, But a lot of bands came through here, man. I mean, punk rock. Actually, early '90s, I actually started this zine where I used to
no
interview
shit.
from across the world, bro. Like I tell people, man, I like to plug that in because I was like writing letters to bands out in Europe and Germany and Spain and waiting a month and a half to get them back. And but I used to
That's
just
awesome.
yeah, man, I had a blast, bro. And it's kind of like where this whole thing comes about. I love talking to people, interviewing people, bands that would come through. Here in San Antonio and Austin, Houston, go out there. I used to distribute vinyl for a lot of these labels from back then. But it was Vulture Rock Records, which no longer exists. Headache Records out there in Jersey. Helena Voy, freaking. God, I forgot the other band out there, label in Germany, but all these labels were carrying my zine, bro, and I was just here at Kinko's cutting, pasting, literally cutting sheets and gluing everything there, trying to hurry up before the manager would get back. And the guy that I befriended was cool enough to run like 150 to 200 copies at the beginning, but he was like, man, normally like the minimum is like 5,000, and I'm like, I can't do that. But he would hook me up, man. So I was just like, all right, dude, grassroots, man. I started. Um, Technology was picking up. There was a lot of good zines that were coming out, man, that I was just like, damn, okay, yeah. Like, I still did mine, but theirs killed it, man. It was fucking beautiful. Good stuff.
Excellent. Yeah, DIY all the way.
Excuse me. But yeah, man, but when it comes to music, man, singing, I mean, you're a vocalist, so writing, man, is that kind of what took you into writing this film?
Is music what got me into films and stuff
Yeah.
like that?
Well, when you started, I mean, because you got to write your own lyrics, so I was thinking, like, did that kind of like,
Yeah.
man, I might as well write a movie.
Well, they're kind of separate, but they do go hand in
Yeah.
hand
Oh, yeah,
with
for
me,
sure, man.
100% for sure. But when I first seen Halloween, the first original, and Evil Dead, man, I knew I wanted to be a part of that shit. So I'm a big professional wrestling nerd too. I love that shit.
Oh,
Death
hell yeah.
matches too,
Who's your
Japanese
favorite
style. What was that? Sorry.
Who's your favorite go-to? Who's your wrestler favorite?
Ooh, Mick Foley.
Nice. I like that.
Mick Foley, because he was just a human battering ram. Made the other guy look so good,
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, he sold it. He was an entertainer. I mean, even back then, he used to get the hell beat out of him, But I lived in Florida for a few years on and off, man, and that's kind of where I got plugged into the whole ECW. I mean, like one of the channels used to pick it up. I was blown away, man, when I saw it. I was like, dude, they do this. Like I was kind of shocked, but man, I loved it. I was like, hell yeah, I started watching hockey because of the violence. It's just one of those things. But yeah, man. I mean, hardcore wrestling. I mean, I'm not even now. Like I get it, man, and even ECW, but back then was kind of freaking extreme. But there's other ones out there that are worse, or should I say that kind of go a little overboard, and I'm like, damn, these guys are literally trying to kill each other, man, and some of them get close. It's pretty crazy, but You know, I enjoy it.
XPW, CZW, IWA, all those. Yeah.
Yes, I've seen those, man, and just like when it comes to horror, I mean, I got my own genre as far as what I enjoy. I'm a big a horror comedy guy, a Shopping Mall, Return of the Living Dead. I like humor. I mean, I'll watch them all, support them all, but definitely, when it comes to like when I come home, it's like, okay, I've got my stash. And as far as what I go to, my girl's like, man, you gonna watch that again? I'm like, yeah, why not?
Like Slither.
Oh yes, bro, dude. I took down the movie poster. I'm real big. I mean, when it comes to like coming soon podcast, the name kind of stuck with me, but like all the video store posters, coming soon to VHS, coming soon to, so it just kind of stuck with me, and I was like, man, I'm gonna take it. It was available when it came to domain name, so I was like, man, why not? But yeah, man, I took down my Slither poster, man. I have a couple up here that are pretty freaking cool, man. So I'm trying
I
to
like
do
putting the whole VHS aesthetic to my films as well. I have 6 projects under Trauma,
Yeah.
and it'd be Green Hell, which was my first film. Very heavy and abstract VHS aesthetic with that one, and Crickets in the Snow was a short that I did, and The Witch was a short that I did, and then the 3 No Class Assassins music videos are up on Trauma Now streaming service.
Man, and how did that relationship come about when it comes to Trauma?
I had a podcast with Lloyd Kaufman, and he was telling me about the Trauma movie history and stuff like that, and it just got worked in that I was working on a film, and he said he wanted to see it, and then I mentioned the ones I have out, and he said, send them to me, I'll watch them. And after a couple of weeks, I got an email from his agent and said, would you like to be a part of Trauma? Just sign this licensing agreement, non-exclusive. So hell yeah, why not?
Nice, bro. Hell yeah, dude. Well, that's pretty cool, man. I mean, of course, the guy wouldn't have taken it on otherwise. So obviously he enjoyed them. But yeah, that had to have been motivating, man, for him to say, hey, you know what? I mean, it was his agent, but of course, he's the one that said, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it was cool though. He said that Lloyd dug the films and said it was a match made in heaven with Trauma.
Hell yeah!
So yeah, it's right up their alley.
Oh yeah, you see, and that's one of the things too, because I've got a lot of buddies that are having films that are going on there, and I'm like, dude, it's great. The fact that, I mean, when it comes to distribution and just getting other companies behind you to actually. It's kind of like with my whole freaking sponsorship thing, man. Like I got people that do sponsor me, and I'm like, man, it just means a little bit more when people are like, yeah, man, I'll support you.
Oh yeah, it feels great, and it's a big family vibe.
Yeah, man, and of course, wrestling, man. Did you ever get into wrestling? I mean, did you ever become a wrestler yourself?
I did some deathmatch stuff earlier on, not anything legit or anything like that, but we had a blast doing that. I just know I couldn't keep up with that,
bro,
and keep a straight head. I mean, as far as straight as my head now is, but.
No wonder you're home on a Friday, man. You're recovering, bro.
Yeah,
man, that's wild, dude. And how old were you when you started doing those death matches, man?
Early 20s, mid 20s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, bro. Because I started training in before they started calling it MMA, right? In 1999, I started training in Vale Tudo, or combat sports, right? Reality fighting, whatever we called it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. I mean, I enjoyed it, dude. I loved it. The whole grappling aspect. I mean, got accredited. I got ranked, and it's like we used to do backyard fights, and people knew I was training, so they were like, "Hey, you want to fight this guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude." So we'd be in the backyard, going at it, man. And it was something I wouldn't, I would definitely be like, man, go to a promotion. If you're gonna get beat up, I mean, at least get paid for it, right, or get something out of it. But it was 100%. One of the things that I enjoyed, man, because it I mean, shit, dude, I wasn't great, but I was good. I mean, I was training like 2 years plus at that time, and I mean, my takedowns, my striking, my everything that I had was worked. So I mean, I never felt like I could go somewhere and not defend myself. So I said, okay, you know what? But I did a couple of those, man. I mean, jiu-jitsu matches, just to kind of stay afloat. But I enjoyed it, man. I mean, there's a lot of my buddies now. They're all freaking black belts and shit. So I'm like, damn, I didn't stick with it, man. After my purple belt, I just kind of faded away. Got into media I actually started working with TexasFighting.com, which was like a media outlet, and the same thing, doing interviews, photos, media passes, covering events like the UFC, Bellator. Great stuff, man. Hung out with a lot of people, met a lot of fighters. I mean, I still know a lot of these guys. And the wonderful thing about it is just a lot of the guys that I met back when were amateur fighters. Now there's like 3 or 4 of them in the UFC. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Like, I'm proud of them. They're still out there doing it and doing it because they want to, otherwise.
Yeah, that's badass. And it feels good to know that you can defend yourself for sure.
Oh, yeah, bro. I mean, of course, it's like I'm not going to be a hero, man. I mean, there's situations that happen, and I'm just like, I kind of have to like, all right, when it comes to I've worked retail, so I mean, shoplifters and stuff like that. I just, call them bitches and everything else while they're walking out, but we can't stop them, illegally. So I'm just like, man, but I wouldn't want to risk my life or somebody else's just for a pair of a pair of jeans or something. It's just some of these people are, there's something wrong with them, man. So I don't want to get them triggered and react and do something stupid. But yeah,
right.
But when it comes to like defending myself, man, I'm pretty good, man. I'll be 50 this year, man. Next month, actually. So I'm like, yeah, I'm still mobile. I'm still I got a bad knee. I've got a limp every once in a while, but other than that, I'm good.
Hell yeah, that's all we can ask for,
man. And let me ask you, I mean, when it comes to music, man, I mean, you guys obviously played with a lot of great bands, opened up for a lot of great bands. What have you guys released? I mean, what have you guys put out there?
Chemical Valley Mutants. Yeah. Chemical Valley Mutants, we have one album so far that we put out last Halloween, just this past Halloween, and we won Best Album of the Year in the Blue Water Music Awards for it. And that would be only had 2 months left of the year, and we still won, and that's pretty badass. And we were proud of that and still are. Yeah, the drummer holds on to the award on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and the guitar player holds the award on the weekends. And no.
Man, talking about punk rock and wrestling and everything else, man, I was at a convention here last year, and I'm hanging out with one of the vendors. We used to go to a club way back in the day. He used to work that club, and this guy's walking by, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, hey, dude, does that guy look familiar? And he was on like, not really. And I said, dude, look at his tattoo. And so the guy's walking by, and I was just like, hey, bro. I said, hey, man, how's it going? And he was like, oh, hey, kind of like, he was the 2 other guys. And I was all like, man, I said, hey, bro. I said, Rancid. And he was like, yeah. And I said, Lars, right? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, dude, I said, man, I said, I thought I recognized you, bro. I said, man, I said, last time I saw you here in town, I said, you guys played at the DMZ, bro. I said, back in 92 or 94. And he was just like, oh, shit. Like, yeah, bro. Like, oh, damn, that's wild, And I was just like, man, I said, what the hell? What are you doing here, man? And he was like, oh, dude, well, I'm here for the Survivor Series because WWF was here. It was that weekend, and I was just like, really? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm a big pro wrestling buff, dude. I love that shit. And I was like, oh damn. I said, okay. I said, well, man, I said, bro, can I get a photo right quick? And he's like, yeah, sure, And I told my buddy, and I'm like, dude, it's Lars, bro. He's like, oh shit. And I said, hey man, this guy used to work that front door for that club you worked at. So it was just like kind of like one in a million, bro. But he was pretty cool, man. He was pretty cool, laid back, took photos. I mean, once we started doing that, like a lot of other people started recognizing them, so it got a little crazy. But it's just like, it's one of those things that happens, and you're like, damn, okay, because I think when they played here, I think we paid like $6 to go watch them. It was they were going through the U.S. a little mini tour, man, on their little bus or a van that they were using. But yeah, man, and I mean, as far as going on tour, man, I mean, have you guys traveled outside the state?
Yeah, we played with No Class Assassins. We played. Let's see, we played in Minnesota, and we played Indiana, and with Chemical Valley Mutants, so far we've just went to Toledo, Ohio, and we're gonna get some more stuff under our belt soon.
Nice, man. And of course, that band is punk rock, right? Or is it metal?
No Class Assassins is more hardcore metal, and Chemical Valley Mutants is hardcore punk.
Nice.
More like crust punk.
Yeah.
thrash. We are going to be opening up for Downset and Scarhead.
Damn.
And I know those are New York hardcore bands, and yeah, we're excited for that one.
Dude, that's pretty badass, dude. Because
You
even
ever heard Downset?
oh yeah, dude. Hardcore, man. I mean, I know way back when we actually went to go see Sick of It All way back in the day, man.
Oh yeah.
In Austin, we were out there hanging out with Rabies. Like I think it was like a year before he passed away, man. But I got to interview the guy, got him on my zine, took some photos. But I mean, hardcore, man. I mean, way back when, from from Agnostic Front to Cro-Mags and Matt Ball and all that shit. But
Oh
a lot
yeah.
of the stuff too, though, man. I've got buddies here that still plug it in. I have all my music. It's all like 90s to maybe late 90s. I mean, when I was distributing music, I would keep like free shit, right? I mean, I had like albums and freaking shirts and buttons and all that stuff, man. But yeah, dude, I still I still go out there and jam out. I haven't been to a show in a while. The last one we went to was actually Anti-Heroes. I don't know if you heard of that punk rock band from Atlanta.
No, I don't think so.
No, but they had been gone forever, bro. And then they just decided to come out, and I was like, damn. So I had to go see him. We saw him in Austin mid-90s, and freaking riot broke out during the set, and freaking people got maced, cops got there. It was crazy, dude. But when I saw him again, I was like, dude, I made it, bro. It's like we're still alive, man. It's just it was a crazy night. But yeah, man, but hardcore, dude. I still jam out to it though, man.
Cool. Oh yeah. Yeah, I love Negative Approach. I love the Exploited, stuff like that. We're just the heavy punk.
I was supposed to interview Waddy last year, and then he had a gig that was coming up, so I didn't get to. But I'm gonna follow up on that one, dude, because I definitely want to get him on there. I've seen the guy here play here 3 times, like way back in the day, man, and all 3 times were freaking crazy, dude. It was a good time, dude. But definitely.
Oh yeah, they're badass.
Man. But man, I mean, let me ask you this, because I mean, I see posters and banners in the back. Do you collect flyers, bro?
I collect a few flyers. This is what my room looks like.
Oh hell yeah. Bro. Heck yeah, dude. Shh. Oh yeah, you gotta throw that hard. Oh man, I'm digging those lights, dude. That's a freaking pretty badass idea. Damn.
I like to bring a little bit of the city to where I live, which is kind of more in the country.
And that's where, I mean, as far as where you live right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then
Port Huron is more of a city, but I live on the outskirts, and it's more, the scattered country areas. So it's kind of on the outskirts. Yeah.
I mean, I can appreciate that. I've lived outside the city before, man, and it's just, I mean, getting here would be like 45 minutes. It's just like a back road type. But I enjoyed it, man. Nice and peaceful, quiet. It's been a while, but I mean, I used to love those rides back into the city.
Oh, me too, dude. Me too. There's nothing like it, really. All the lights, all the stickers all over everything. I love that kind of thing. So, and just being in a metal punk bands and playing all over Detroit, I like to bring a little bit of that into my bedroom. So I got the stuff scattered all over the place, like my own little dungeon.
I have a couple of photos, man, of what my room looked like when I was doing that zine, because I had posters, I had flyers, and that's why I was asking if you collect them, because I used to get like the bands, every time I'd interview them or just pen pals, they'd send me flyers from across the world, man. It was crazy, but I had I used to listen to a lot of oi music, hardcore, punk rock, and I mean, I had like flyers that everybody's like, man, when they play, and I'm like, dude, I was in Germany, or I was in Spain, or that was, and I kept a few, man. Actually, I'll put it out there, but my kid's mom threw a bunch of my shit away, dude. Got mad one day and threw a lot of my stuff that I was keeping, and it hurt. I had a couple of sick flyers in there and just stuff that I collected throughout the years, man. Patches, I mean, you name it, man. And I didn't notice it till like weeks later, and I asked, and she's like, I threw it away. I was like, damn. Well, But man, but I've got some locals here that are actually still in bands. One of them actually started pressing his own vinyl here, but the guy's got a print shop and one of his rooms. I haven't been out there, but he sent me a photo and he's got like flyers all over that room, bro. It's like a I don't know. It's just like a dungeon, dude. I mean, he just is part of the shop, but he's like, man, he glued everything on there, so it's forever. But he's got like crazy flyers out there, man. So I was like, damn, nostalgic, bro. Can definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. It's cool.
And man, and of course, man. I mean, when it comes to writing, I mean, I asked you as far as being the vocalist, if it transcended into the whole film thing. It didn't. But where does the writing come from? I mean, I know you're writing when it comes to lyrics, but for the movie, what was the
Where does
inspiration?
the writing come from with movies?
Yeah,
Me just wanting to come up with something. So the writing, it's kind of an improv. I'll know where I want like the main. I'll know what I want the main theme to be,
right.
but then we kind of do like some sort of improvisational things where I'll let the actor or actress take control for a bit. And what do you think should happen? You know what I mean?
Nice.
I know that I know where the character should go. I have an idea of what needs to be on screen and what I need to convey, and I let them go from there because the improv is where it's at. That's where you capture the best stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of happy accidents.
Yes, bro. Yes. And I was gonna say too, man. A lot of times you get that natural reaction. So when it comes out on film, you're like, dude, that looks real, it's because it was. The way they react or the way they go about doing a scene. But man, let me ask you. I had this idea the other day, and I know like on the whole Indiegogo, people are like, hey, you can pay for this or pay for that, and I was like, man, it should be pretty. It would be pretty cool if they were to say, okay, you know what, we got 4 actors on there. Um, Pay for whoever you want to die first or die second or die, you know what I mean? Just kind of like let people control the storyline on that sense. I mean, your
That would
storyline,
be pretty sweet.
but yeah, right. I mean, just for some, for you to be, I mean, because I would be like, oh yeah, I killed that dude. You know what I mean? Like it'd be kind of funny, but at the same time, it's like it would get the fans involved in that sense. And I was just like, man, if it was possible, I would even go as far as doing like a video game where while you're watching the movie, okay, who do you want to die? Have that scene, like boom, okay, that person dies, and you're like, oh shit, I don't
That's a
know,
pretty cool idea.
but yeah, bro. I mean, just to experiment and throw it out there. But I mean, the whole improv, dude. I mean, I can definitely appreciate that. I've done that myself in a few, local films too, where they're like, okay, we'll just, go with it, and I'm like, all right, cool, man. I just react the way I react, and they love it. I'm like, done. Let's go.
Right.
But sweet, man. But of course, I mean, when it comes to I mean, you have a trailer out. You have a few, right? You've already put out a few different videos for Lilith.
Just one 2-minute teaser, but we're gonna come up with an official trailer here soon, and I will be sharing that around. And definitely when it gets closer to being completed, because we're almost to audio and color correction and stuff like that. We're working on effects right now, so we're in the thick of it. I have one more couple last minute footage things we put in there, pickup shots and whatnot, but I just want it to flow cool, and it's definitely going to be an upgrade when it comes to the movies I've done so far.
Yeah.
This will definitely be an upgrade because of the effects, the acting, the equipment, just stuff like that. Even though I filmed it all on an Android phone.
Seriously.
Yes, sir.
Oh man. Okay, that's interesting, man. Because I'm actually in the midst of filming myself, and I do have an Android phone that I'm going to use. So I'm definitely going to pick your brain on that one, dude. Because I'm just doing video reels. I'm not. I don't know if it'll get anywhere, but I have this idea. Mashing up a couple of movie scenes or a couple like 2 movies, and I'm putting them together. But the storyline changes, and it's just like character and idea that kind of pops in, and it's just like yourself, I'm well here. I mean, I'm driving around and I see something, and I'm like, dude, that'd be a sick freaking video, or location. I'm like, oh hell yeah, like I just like the scenery, and taking notes. And next Monday, I'm actually going to be shooting for a bit. I'm still waiting on that one female, actress to jump on and do follow up. But I've got a couple of projects, man, and nothing crazy, but I just want to have fun with it. You know, of course, it's going to be on a no budget. You know, everybody's going to volunteer and they'll get credit and definitely get everybody involved. You know, I had a guy locally. He's still there. He does a lot of video editing, man. The guy's a freaking wizard, bro. And you know, just getting him to if I can line it up to where he can help me, then man, I know whatever I create, it's gonna look like 10 times, 100 times better. So I'm kind of
That's
hoping.
how it is.
Yeah.
That's how it is with me and my editor, Justin Squires, Dark Force Media.
Nice.
I film it. He makes it look pretty. You know, I try to do what I can on the end of the camera, but that's about it as far as I go.
Yeah, no, yeah, you see, and that's a great thing, man, because yeah, you know, so I'm hoping, you know, if not, I mean, I've got where I work at right now, you know, we have an in-house media team, so we got a couple youngsters out there that do a website and video and all that good stuff. So I've talked to the guy before, and he's like, yeah, man, just let me know, and you know, off the clock, in case my boss is watching, you know, but off the clock, we'll work on a video or two, man, just for him to give me some pointers, man. I've actually got some maps and stuff. I'm gonna ask you about this. Maybe you probably know a little bit more about it, or I know you know more about it than I do. So definitely pick your brain on that. But yeah, but let me ask you, Lilith, man, because of course it's biblical. I mean, for those that know, you know, in the Bible or the uncensored, you know, it's backstory to it. But is this movie based on that, or is this just like your own and that person just happens to have that name?
This is my own interpretation, but it is based on the Lilith demon.
Yeah.
Let's see. So my actress Judith, she plays a drugged out prostitute named Lily that summons a deity to help her out of her life of, you know, abuse, drugs, depression, addiction. And we'll just say she becomes under the influence by something and shit happens. It's a psychedelic horror film. I wanted it to be real trippy. So the transitions to the music and the effects we're using, it's pretty much an exploitation film at the same time for graphic nudity and violence. And I went on Fiverr. There's an app called Fiverr where you can have artists create things for you. So I paid a couple of artists to create me some animation, stop motion, and even some claymation parts to this movie. So it's a live action and animation hybrid type of film.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be really trippy. I wanted people to see something they've never seen before. And I have high hopes for it, and I know I'm going to deliver on that one.
And I was going to say, because I've heard of Fiverr, and I actually have a guest co-host that's going to be joining me hopefully next week, you know, but she just started doing like the whole voice, not acting, but was it voiceovers, you know, so she's been doing that on Fiverr. But I didn't know you could do all that other stuff, man. It kind of makes sense. I mean, it's just for artists and people that can get down and create, man. That's actually, I'm gonna have to look that up. now I gotta go and pick on that because I've got one idea and I kind of want like the posters already kind of made, you know, and I don't want AI, bro. I you know, I want somebody to create this and do it like, you know, on their own. Yeah, dude. Like like claymation, dude. That's freaking beautiful, dude. I would rather sit there watch a movie made in claymation than something in CGI, and that's just me.
Yeah, there's no AI in this movie or any of the other ones.
And that's great, dude. Because I mean, those are my kind of movies. Like I want it's like I tell people, like I want to see the, you know, in Godzilla, like the old ones, dude. I'm like, there was a guy inside the costume, you knew it, but it just made the you know, the movie even that much better. You know, now that it's just like Godzilla's like doing high fives and doing backflips, you know, it's just gets kind of ridiculous, man. And you know, people love it, and I'm, you know, more power to them, man. It's just not for me, and yeah, but yeah, dude, I'd rather go stay old school and just keep watching what I love.
For Lilith, there's definitely computer generated images in it, but more in a psychedelic trippy sense than in me trying to make something look real sense.
Man, and of course, when it comes to the actresses or the actors that they're going to be using, is everybody local?
Yes, pretty much. There are some cameos, some cameos in this film that people might recognize, and yeah, I think that will help viewership and get some eyes on this film. And that it wasn't the sole purpose, but it was just for fun for me to have this,
Yeah.
These couple people in this film. So yeah, I think it'll be fun for everybody.
Sweet, man. And that's and I wouldn't even throw the name of the movie out there, but I was told that this movie that I'm gonna be in August, that Lars, we were talking about him earlier, man, that he might be in it. So that'd be kind of cool, man. I'd be like, hey, it's you again. That'd be funny. I don't know if you remember me, but I mean, it's just like, dude, that'd be. Well, we'll see. I'm hoping because the movie itself.
That would be cool.
Yeah, no, yeah, dude, I would love it. Just it's like I tell people even here locally, man. I'm like, dude, even if it's just behind the scenes, I'm gonna I'll hold the light, I'll hold the mic, like whatever, bro. Like I'm game, I'll help out, and it goes back to like the whole back then, with the music. I mean, helping the band set up, with combat sports, setting up the boxing ring, setting up the cages, breaking them down, helping the promoters, and
Yeah, that's badass.
it's like doing everything, bro. And I enjoy it. It's just. After the fight, everybody's leaving. The promoter's like, "Hey, I need help," and I'm like, "Dude, I'll help you, man. Freaking start taking everything apart and putting everything away, man." But pretty cool, man. The fact that they allow me to go out there, get the media pass, sit cage site the whole time, dude. I've done photography where I'm shooting and all you see is like blood splatter on the lens, and I'm like, I'm still gotta wait till the fight's over and wipe it off. It's crazy, bro.
That's cool. I like that.
But man, let me ask you. I mean, of course, you're working on Lilith. It's still, we're still halfway through the year, man. I mean, do you got other projects as far as for the rest of this year, or is this just like the one you're going to be setting on?
Well, for the band,
yeah.
For the band, we just released a video that is a collab with Dads Against Predators out of Toledo. So the video is kind of them hunting down these guys and scaring the shit out of them. And we asked them permission and we collaborated on a video for our song Vigilante, and it's out there now. We got a music video for our song Didn't Feel a Thing and the other version of Vigilante too. We're probably going to have another couple videos before we switch up. And right now we're writing for the second album. Or EP, we don't know which way we're going to go yet, but probably a second album because we've been writing a lot. We're kind of writing monsters with this punk band. But yeah, when it comes to film projects, I'm always filming something, but I used to be so scatterbrained with it where I just have all this footage. So I tend to do one thing at a time with movies now. With music, it's a little different, but as soon as Lilith is wrapped up, because I like to have my mindset on one thing,
yeah, sure, man.
and kind of be organized with it. Because I definitely have, I don't, they say ADHD or ADD isn't real, but I can tell you, I got something because I'm so scatterbrained, bro. But I got notebooks and notebooks filled with ideas, lyric-wise, band stuff, movie stuff. It's chaos. Over here, you ain't seen over here because it is a mess. But yeah, I love putting out content. So yeah, there's definitely going to be more movies.
Oh yeah, man. You see, and that's the thing because you've released shorts. So are some of these going to be shorts as well, or are you just going to be shooting for films, feature films?
They say anything past 45 minutes is a feature, which is wild to me.
Oh damn! I was gonna say, man. Somebody told me the other day they had an hour and 15 minutes, and they were like, "Man, we gotta make it longer." Or something. Like, man, like for me, like an hour and 30 is good, bro. Like after an hour and 30, the movie's got to be damn good. Otherwise, I'm getting up. Like it's like, okay, I gotta go.
Yeah, like some Dune Part 2 shit,
Yeah, man. But that's but 45 minutes. I'm gonna ask around. I'm gonna start asking people, man, how long is a feature? But yeah, but I mean, of course, I mean, so 45 minutes. I mean, what are you looking at as far as time frame for Lilith?
Oh, time for Lilith. I'm thinking it's going to be close to an hour, maybe a little over an hour. It'll be my longest film. I wanted it to be a full length, my first full length feature. So we'll see. we'll see what I can add. I don't want to put in just a bunch of bullshit filler. I want it to be the vision that I have for it, and the vision that Justin, my partner, has for it as well, because he comes up with some really good ideas. He actually goes through Dark Forest Media. That's his company. And he does short films too. Fear the Living, Beyond the Lantern's Light. Just cool stuff that he's been working on. And yeah, there's definitely going to be some more stuff. I'm going to work on some more stuff. And I love posting stuff. I like getting the reactions.
Yeah.
So that's part of why I film controversial things. I like that. I like people going, what the fuck is this guy thinking?
I just watch. Oh shit, man. Let me ask you, because I mean, being a musician, being in a band, bro. When it comes to soundtrack or music for the movie, are you picky, or not picky, but are you critical? Are you like, okay, you gotta feel it. You gotta. I mean, what kind of music have you used in the past?
See, that's another thing. Justin does a project with his ambient sound, and it's called Master Toad. And a lot of his stuff I've actually used for my short films. 2 of my short films I edited myself, which was Crickets in the Snow and The Witch. Justin didn't edit those, but he loaned me some music to put in there. And those are only 6 and 8 minutes long.
Right.
One's more of an artsy, like a black and white, silent type of college art film type thing.
Oh man, okay.
And that's The Witch. And Crickets in the Snow is more like a short tribute, like a little ode to the slasher films.
Yeah.
So I got that in there, and I just wanted to kind of do a test run, and then finish this old one that I was working on called Green Hell, and that's what we released it in 2013. And we filmed that movie in 2006. So that one was a while ago, and it was filmed on a Sony Handycam.
Yeah.
It was the first ones to open up.
Yeah.
You could see what you were filming. You could hear the reel too. If you pay attention in Green Hell, you could hear the tape rolling in there. And I was like, that's cool. Just leave that shit in. I like stuff like that.
No, I was gonna say, I'm glad you did, because even earlier you mentioned you guys were gonna release an album. So did you actually mean like an actual vinyl, like album?
I would love to be on vinyl. Not yet, but
okay.
I have a full-length LP with No Class Assassins and an EP with them, and full-length LP with Chemical Valley Mutants, and we're going to be working on our second album shortly.
Man, bro, maybe.
But I would love to put our full-length album on vinyl.
No, hell yeah, dude. I mean, that's one of the things. I forgot the name of the company. I don't want to plug him in anyway, but I mean, they've been doing the soundtracks, the movie soundtracks, and like my local guy, I've been talking to him, and it's just he came up to me. He was just like, "Hey man, I'm gonna start pressing my own albums. You know, if you know anybody." And I was just like, "Oh damn!" Like, and I was like, "Dude, what can you put on there?" And he's like, "Man, whatever you want." And I was like, "Can I put a podcast episode on there?" He's like, "Yeah, bro. Just send me the." And I was kind of mind blown, because I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, I would love to get a few episodes and just kind of have my own album and use it for wall art, just kind of do like a little, photo. But I had told him.
I never thought of that. I never thought of a podcast being on a record.
Oh, right. I mean, I love it, dude. When I told him that, he was like, "For real?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro. Like, I would love to own that. I mean, it's mine. Like, I don't think people would want it, but I was like, dude, I have my own collection. I mean, I have vinyl, so why not?" But the thing I was telling him was like, dude, I mean, I told him, I said, there's just other record company that are doing soundtracks for all these big films. I said, why don't you reach out to all these indie films? See if they want to put their stuff on vinyl. And he was just like, you think they want to? And I'm like, it won't hurt, like I would want to, if you had that soundtrack and you're like, hey man, you can buy the soundtrack, I would want it, especially on vinyl. It's just nice little perk, it's just kind of makes sense, because he's an indie label and indie film kind of goes, I mean, Trauma, of course, they're already set and got their stuff going. But I mean, if it wasn't like anything, there was no legalities, if they could use it, then by all means, man, I would want to have it,
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, dude. I mean, because I have CDs too, but yeah, I prefer vinyl, bro.
Yes.
Yeah. But that'd be, dude. I mean, that's cool, man. I mean, the fact that you're doing it. I mean, I mean, when it comes to the weekend, man. I mean, work during the week, Monday through Friday. I mean, you have weekends off.
Yeah. Right now, I'm not working steady. trim some bud for a buddy, or do stuff like that. And I come up with ways to make ends meet. But yeah, I am a broke motherfucker. A lot of people know me. A lot of people have heard the name.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for the other half of the business to kick in, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm waiting for some funds, and I don't know. It doesn't mean everything to me. It hardly means anything, but because I've struggled thus far, and I'm going to continue to struggle.
No, yeah, bro. You see, and for me, man, because even with the podcast, I've got a few sponsors and companies that help me out, and I'm grateful. I'm like, cool, man. But it's just at the end of the day, I sponsor myself. When I gotta travel, I go to those fights. The promoters usually media pass to hook it up with a room for that night. Half the time I come home, I don't. I'm my best jealous, dude. So I can't sleep on another mattress, bro. I gotta come home.
Oh yeah,
but I prefer it, man. After the fights, I just freaking bag up and boom, drive home, man. But got a couple I'm gonna be going to in July, dude. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, one combat sports, like an amateur promotion. The other one's a boxing promotion, so like south of San Antonio. So I'm looking forward to that. But it's been a minute, man. I haven't been cage side or ringside for a while, so I'm like, all right, trying to stretch out and get back in action, man. But yeah, dude, watching this stuff live, bro, that's just wild, dude. I'm like, damn.
Right, I bet.
The worst thing for me, man, and I'll say it real quick, is if I'm shooting video and the guy's that's losing is getting his ass beat and he makes eye contact, I'm like, fuck. He's looking at me and I'm like trying to go everywhere else with the camera, man. But that's just like one of those things where I'm like, damn, I feel bad. I'll be shooting and I'll be looking the other way. Like, it's just one of those things, man. It never gets old. But luckily,
at least it wasn't CM Punk's fight in the UFC.
Oh man, yeah, bro. He actually fought a Texas guy, Mike Jackson, dude. For I think it was his last fight that he lost to. But that guy, and then more power to him, man. I mean, he had a name, so he came in there, but he didn't deliver, and it was a waste of time for everybody, man. But I don't even know if he's back in wrestling. I know he was in.
Yep.
Is he back already?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Because I know he had gone to another promotion and then he quit or he got fired and then he popped up somewhere else.
He went over to AEW.
Yeah.
Which was Cody Rhodes' side project, and now Cody Rhodes went back to WWE, and he's the champion right now. He beat Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Freaking wild, dude.
Yeah. Now CM Punk's probably gonna fight Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. I mean,
and he tore his tricep. He tore his tricep in his first pay-per-view.
Who was this?
CM Punk.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah, he gets hurt a lot, man. It's probably because he's vegan.
Well, somebody, you know what, man? It's funny you say that because somebody had told me, they were like, man, it's probably all those vegetables. They ain't got no freaking nutrients. I mean, they got nutrients, but I mean, as far as like putting meat on those bones, man. But yeah, bro, that's wild, dude. I don't
thank God you didn't say I'm vegan, motherfucker. Get off my show, bitch.
I'll be out here with a celery. How dare you? Nah, man, I'm it's like I told my girl, I said I love salads, but I like in between, on top of a patty in between two buns, bro. It's about the only time I'll eat it. Other than that, I'm like, man, I can't do it, man. I mean, for those that can, great, more power to them. But yeah, bro, I gotta have some meat on it.
Right, me too. But it does seem like a lot of the vegan wrestlers are always injured. And they have yellow teeth.
Oh, bro, yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot to it, man. I mean, for the most part, I got friends that do the body cleanse, and they're like, oh man, I just did veggies or fruits like for a week or 3 days or whatever, and just to get those toxins out. And that I can see. I'm like, okay, I would want to try that at least for a day, maybe for a full day. But other than that, I'm like, yeah, man. I just, I mean, I've been pretty good so far. I'm gonna be 50 this year, man. So I don't have any bad. I've got a couple ailments, and I'm old, so I can say that now. But I got a couple of my knee, my shoulder. Every once in a while gives me trouble. It popped out on me twice doing jiu-jitsu, man. It's just one of those things where it's like boop, and I'm like crap, and then I roll over and it pops back in, and I'm like, oh shit, hurts like hell, dude. But it's just one of those things. It feels like you're being torn apart. Alive. You're like feel the freaking shoulder come on. And you're like, damn. But got to keep moving, man. Thank God for me. I'll say that on here, man. Maybe I can get a sponsor. Get me a meat product sponsor or something, man.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Man, bro. But of course, man, let me ask you before we wrap this up, bro. I mean, of course, when it comes to being a fan, I mean, of course, you're a fan of film. I mean, are there movies out there this year that have caught your attention that you're like, damn, okay, that's a good movie.
Ooh, I can't recall one this year off the top of my head, but there's. Have you ever seen Mandy with Nicolas Cage?
Yes, bro.
That movie, and there was an alien movie that was a little newer than that wasn't so bad. I think it was called No One Will Save You.
Oh, damn, I gotta look that one up.
It was on Hulu, and it was pretty good. I really liked it. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called.
Was it a series or a movie?
A film, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Full-length movie called Alone, where a girl was kidnapped.
Yes.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, that one.
See that?
That was good, man.
It was like you've seen it. You've seen a movie like that before, but they did a few different things with it, and I was like, okay, I like that. I tend to like trippy stuff. I'm a big fan of Jonas Ackerlund. He did. You ever heard of him?
Yeah. I know
he did a Spun. He did a couple other trippy movies. Did a lot of music videos. And that's just trippy work. Him and David Lynch. Someone told me my film Green Hell reminded them of a David Lynch type of thing. Probably because it was a bit trippy and abstract. And I like that sort of thing. I was going for confusing in the beginning, make sense near the end. So I wanted someone to be on the trippy ride I put him on, you know?
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah, man. I mean, you know, they felt that vibe, then obviously you did something good, man.
Yeah, like you're under the influence. You're on a substance, which they were. But I like to convey that message visually.
I was going to say, I remember those days, but I don't. You know, I'm sure it happened. I just, you know, woke up one morning with a headache, and I'm like, hey, what's up? I got to go to work.
Same here. Like, nope, I'm done.
Right? No, dude. I mean, even now, man, like I'll drink a beer every once in a while, man, but it's just those days are gone as far as me going out drinking. I'm like, dude, I'll just crack open a beer, watch a movie, and chill out, you know, relax. But man,
Yes,
bro, as far as this movie, man, I mean, tell us, I mean, when can we expect this to come out? Lilith, of course.
Lilith, sometime this year. I'm not sure if it's going to be around Halloween time or not. I said that last year.
Yeah.
And I did a few podcasts last year saying Halloween. So it's just one of those things.
But you didn't say what year Halloween, though, right?
I did not.
There you go. You're good.
Yeah, definitely don't want to let anybody down or anything, but it's going to be a fun, disgusting, hard watch.
Nice, man. And of course, I mean, when it's all said and done, I mean, they can go through Trauma, right, to watch it. I mean, it's going to be released on Blu-ray, stream.
I'm sure it's going to be released. I'm going to try to get a distribution deal going, a better one. Trauma, they'll probably throw it up on the streaming service. I was talking with Lloyd and his agent about throwing it up for exclusive for a month initially.
Oh, nice.
And do a few screenings in person, you know what I mean? And then try to find a theater or even just a DIY punk house show, you know what I mean? Like just put
some chair, screen, and let's go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, with a projector and a screen, and just charge $5 and, you know, have some bands play. That's what I want to do.
Dude, that would actually make more sense, man. I mean, I would, you know, I'd prefer something like that. I mean, why not, man? Get to enjoy the whole evening, not just the movie. It's just stay for the music, you know.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And I've done that before. I did it for my movie Green Hell. I did a screening in Port Huron, and I had a few bands play and some spoken word, and my drummer Dan does spoken word, and Goon the Loon on SoundCloud, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have him do some spoken word as well as bands when I have a screening for Lilith.
Nice, brother. Well, I can't wait, man. I mean, I'm definitely going to be in touch. I'm going to wrap this up, bro, but I do want to get a few minutes with you off the air. And for those following, of course, you know, definitely check us out. I mean, they can follow you guys on social media, right? I mean, what are some of the plugs they can follow you guys on?
Let's see. So Facebook.com/JCrimson83 is my homepage and a lot of updates, and you can I'll always respond to you on there. It doesn't really matter who you are. I'll respond in some way or another. Let's see, Instagram.com/jcrimson83 too. Well, not two as well. And for the band stuff, well, there is a Facebook.com/Lilith, a J Crimson film, all one word in the URL, which is for the movie and any updates, behind the scenes stuff I've been posting. I've been posting me and Justin editing through Zoom, because that's how we've been editing Lilith, is through Zoom. So yeah, we do that. He does the whole screen share and everything. It's pretty cool.
Dude, I got to get up on that, man. Go ahead.
Right. We go through what's it called? DaVinci Resolve and some Adobe Premiere. That's what we've been using, and Cakewalk, Audacity, stuff like that. So for the audio. But yeah, let's see. Facebook.com/X Chemical Valley Mutants X, and Instagram.com chemical.com/chemical_valley_mutants. Our album is on Bandcamp, which is chemicalvalleymutants.bandcamp.com, and our album's for $10 up there. You can download it digitally, or you can come see us play, get a physical copy, and some merch. I would like to sell my movie stuff, my Crimson video stuff, with the band at gigs.
Yeah, well, definitely.
That's definitely something I'm rolling around the head.
Sweet, brother. Well, man, thank you for jumping on here, bro. Don't hang up yet. Everybody out there, of course, once again, this is Spider, Coming Soon Podcast. Till next time.